I um I think the Halloween film um for this year, Halloween Returns. I think the title is gonna be called. I think it'll be really good from the storyline that I did get from watching a YouTube video just now. I think it's definitely a good start to the franchise. And I for Halloween, shoot, probably over the last 6 years, I was Michael Myers. They had some kind of convention center out here in the state of Kentucky. Um, I actually went in there with my jumpsuit on, my mask, everything. People were taking pictures with me and everything, and I'd love to play Michael Myers in the next movie. Um, of course, granted, I don't have any experiences with anything like that besides maybe in school, but it wasn't anything with horror, which is basically drama acting classes. Um, but I do have some pretty legit, steady ideas that I've came up with over the years for horror movies, stuff like that, and I would love to play the role of Michael Myers. That would be awesome. Um, just because I love the franchise so much, whether if it wasn't me playing Michael Myers, play one of the main characters that maybe Michael Myers is going after. That would be awesome to do too. Um, but I guess the whole point of this video would be, I think that they should have done this a long time ago, but Rob Zombie kind of took over that part of it and kind of switched it around. Granted, the first Rob Zombie Halloween was good. I liked it. The second one, it was kind of offset. You know what I'm saying? So, I think this would be a good way to go for them to make a return. In which that's how it would be, because, I mean, the originals, they've been out for how many years now? So, yeah, this would be a great start. I think they should bring the slashers back. Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, all the Friday the 13th movies. They should bring these back and get rid of these other crappy movies that are like, makes no sense. It's just possible. It couldn't. I mean, what I'm saying? Like, it's just not going to happen. But something like these movies, you would get a great idea of something like this really happening. Somebody dealing with a person like this. A single individual, They're psychotic. They're mentally insane. They have, it's just, logical. I mean, think of somebody breaking out of a sanitarium. You don't know anything about this guy. All of a sudden, these people, in town, neighborhood, all over the place, end up, becoming slashed up, missing. You don't know what happened to them. But the only thing you know is there was a report of somebody breaking out of a sanitarium that was highly dangerous and mentally insane, or something like that. I mean, something like that you can picture happening. And I think that's the way a lot of horror movies should be. Granted, all the rest of the ideas that have popped up over the years with horror movies, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what makes the world go round. It gives people thoughts of different things. But this right here is original. And this is something that, I'm saying, that can happen. I mean, it can happen anywhere. So, it's not so much as somebody going around with the big old butcher knife, slicing, cutting throats, cutting heads off, hands, arms. It's something that is a story behind it. There's always got to be a story behind it. And that's the thing about movies like that. You want to have a good story behind it. And for a comeback, you want to show the viewers that these things are basically, you want to show these people that, has been out of sight. Some people haven't heard of Halloween movies, probably haven't watched any of them. You want to bring something to their attention, probably in the trailer, that's, a lot of other people that do know about these movies, they remember that, it goes back. They're like, oh yeah, man, I remember that. The Return of Michael Myers, I do remember that. I got pretty much all the Halloween movies, including the Rob Zombie versions. The only one that I don't have is the original Part 2, and that's the only one I'm missing. So, yeah, it'd be nice. But what I think they should do is probably start out from Halloween Resurrection, where basically, supposedly, he finally got his sister and killed her. Well, as we all remember, if you remember watching Halloween Resurrection, she fell down through the trees. Some of the trees broke her fall. So what if they start off a storyline basically that, yeah, she didn't die. You know what I'm saying? Like, she actually lived through it. And he thought she was dead. And bring her back in. That would set up a whole nother story. She has a son, right? From H2O, she had a son. So, possibly, what if he goes after him thinking that she's dead and he's not? She's not. And, yeah. That would be a good start to Halloween Return. Because supposedly the sister's finally dead. She has a son. Let's say this son has a family which is part of the Myers bloodline. And he finds out, and he tracks down this son, trying to find where he's at, and he finally finds him. That would be a good storyline, you know what I'm saying? And then turns out she is not dead, but Myers thinks that she is dead. And she knows that he's probably going to go after her son next, so she tries to find her son as well as Myers is looking for him. And she happens to get to him and warn him before Myers get to him. I had some ideas. I'm the kind of person, I like to keep things original, like maybe starting out from that, which would, for a lot of viewers that remember all the movies from to the very last one, would remember this, it'd be great. But this storyline that I did hear about, I think this would be good too. It'd be a change. It's like starting over. But you want to keep some of the originals in there. And that's the main part about this kind of franchise. Unless you're going to kill them out and then start off with something different.